What's up, everybody? It's Aaron Duncan here, back again with another Panthers video brought to you by Necessary Bluntness Sports Talk. And today we are recapping what the heck happened on Thursday Night Football with the Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. The Panthers, they fell short of the comeback victory on the last drive. And I'm just going to go off the cuff, man. But go ahead and make sure you hit the subscribe button, man. I do recap and analysis of the Panthers and the whole NFL with live streams and film breakdowns and videos like this, man. So make sure you guys subscribe and hit the bell icon. That way you don't miss any videos. And make sure you get a video thumbs up too, man, because it really helps spread the word. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. I'm going to start with the offense. Big ups to Curtis Samuel. He did his thing for sure. 2 touchdowns. The flea flicker was beautiful. The zone run was beautiful. It just makes me feel so much better about Curtis Samuel, and hopefully all this notion that everybody wants to throw him in every trade to pick up somebody else. Dude, we need Curtis Samuel. He's like the glue and the bridge between our running game and our passing game. He can literally do it all. He can do it all. You know what I'm saying? He's quick, he's shifty, he's small, he's slender, he can get downfield. He opens the field up for DJ and Robbie Anderson underneath. He can do the dirty work. He's playing backup running back and running the ball. This is back-to-back weeks he's had rushing touchdowns. Like, Curtis Samuel really is the slash guy. You know what a slash guy is? A slash guy is a guy that plays receiver, slash running back, slash returner, slash playmaker. The position is slash. He really does it all. He's really been a spark for us. He's been our third down weapon. He's been everything. People really wanted to trade this guy in the offseason. I just thought it was crazy. I always liked Curtis. Even when he came out of Ohio State, I thought it was a steal that we got him in the second round. And now I see the petition on Twitter at Panthers Nation, hashtag pay Curtis Samuel. And he's a playmaker. All he does is make plays, score touchdowns, dude. He does whatever is needed. He seems like he's bought into Matt Rule. And it's just mad that we've had this type of guy on our team for the past, 4 years? And Ron Rivera, that regime, didn't use him correctly at all. You know what I'm saying? It sucks. It sucks to see, man. But, he was pretty much the only bright spot on offense. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what the heck happened. Coming in, we had Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore, who was the top 2 yardage duo in the NFL, and Robbie caught a lot of underneath stuff. DJ had a target on the first play, but didn't get targeted again until the fourth quarter. Everybody was asking, where the heck is DJ Moore? Troy Aikman was saying, it's not that DJ Moore is being covered, he's just not getting opportunities. And you can see, once they started giving DJ the ball, he had a grown man stiff arm on the defender getting the ball. You could tell he was mad and frustrated. There was a lot of frustration in that stiff arm. He kind of said, my grandmama gave me that chain when he stiff armed the dude. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of frustration, and all of us in the fan base felt that frustration because DJ Moore is a problem. I just dropped a video the other day comparing DJ Moore to Calvin Ridley. Speedy recovery to Calvin Ridley, by the way. I know he hurt his foot, but I compared both of these two because both of these guys have been good so early in their careers, and the guys were drafted in the same year, and DJ Moore has really had a breakout season last year when he had 1,100 yards, but he hasn't really had a chance to get on the same page with Teddy Bridgewater. It's not like he hasn't been open. Teddy just has been missing him a lot. I don't know what it is. Why can't they get the chemistry down? I get it. Teddy has the chemistry with Robbie Anderson. But at the same time, man, like, DJ Moore is clearly a problem. Why not give him the ball? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Robbie had a pretty pedestrian game. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really do a ton. But our offense didn't do a ton at all either. Mike Davis, pass blocking is still a problem for him, in my opinion. A couple plays to get sacked and stuff, and obviously last week he got beat by the D lineman in pass protection to give up the sack. But I just don't understand why we went away from Mike Davis so much in the running game. It's raining outside. It's raining, pouring down rain and cats and dogs. Your offense is struggling. Your defense is struggling. The Falcons' defense is terrible. Mike Davis is a dog with the football in his hands. Why don't we give him the football? Why don't we run it? Run it down their throats. We did it the first time we played them in the dome. Why would you not do it outside when the weather is bad for a passing team? And this is what happens. I made a video on the Panthers news video when Matt Rule talking about they're a pass-first team. They throw to set up the run. Sometimes you got to be able to play with the elements, man. It's crazy to me how the team that plays in a dome that doesn't deal with the elements, the Atlanta Falcons, were better equipped than us, an outside team, for a rainstorm. That doesn't make sense. Because Atlanta definitely grounded it out on the end to get Gurley into the end zone. We did better against the run this week than we did against the first matchup, but still, they were able to run when they needed to. We weren't. multiple fourth down attempts that we ran to Mike Davis and he either slipped or ran to somebody. And why were we slipping so much? Why did it seem like we were underprepared? Why not put the long spike cleats in? Not just on offense, on defense. It doesn't make sense because passing is tough when it's raining like that. Because when you're pass blocking, you're kind of stepping backwards and trying to dig in. But when you're run blocking, all you got to do is run forward. You can kind of dig your feet in a little bit more. So it's easier to go forward and block than it is to retreat and block. So Joe Brady, this was the worst game he's probably called as a pro coordinator. We just hit a huge low. We only scored 3 points in the last 42 minutes of the game. Curtis Samuel scored early in the game and it was looking beautiful. We had to lead 14-6. But we only scored 3 more points for the remaining 42 minutes of the game. It was bad. And Teddy. Big ups to Teddy for coming back in the game after getting his neck almost broke. That was a dirty hit by the Falcons, by the way. Why do they always make these dirty hits on our quarterbacks? And we never get Matt Ryan dirty. We've never had any borderline dirty hits on Matt Ryan. Why? I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. Teddy, he was shell-shocked because the offensive line was playing like garbage. Russell Okung was out, so Greg Little was in. He was a turnstile. It was multiple plays where he didn't block anybody. He didn't block a soul sometimes. He just looks bad. His feet are bad. His feet look heavy. I know it was raining, so it's kind of hard to move on that grassy turf. But at the same time, he the athleticism that we drafted him for because he's supposed to be good at pass blocking, he hasn't shown it at all. Pass blocking was supposed to be his strength coming out of college, and he hasn't shown it at all. He had a solid game last week versus New Orleans, but he was horrible. He even got benched in the second half for Trent Scott, a guy that hasn't even been on the team but 3 weeks? That's terrible. Chris Reed left guard in because we have some other guys that are hurt, giving up pressures. Matt Paradis giving up pressure, looking terrible, being a turnstile. You can't. The teams are starting to figure out this offense, man. They've got the tape on us. It's been a few weeks and they figured out the system. They're not doing nothing but throwing short. The Falcons, who were the 31st worst defense in the league, were daring us. They were daring us to throw over the top. They were up in our face. They were blitzing linebackers, and we couldn't sort the blitz out. Like I said, the offensive line and Mike Davis just can't seem to get on the same page, sorting out who to pick up who when they blitz. So all teams are going to do is just walk a bunch of people up to the line of scrimmage and mix up who's going to blitz. And somebody's going to end up coming free because we can't figure out who has who on certain assignments. I'll do a video probably later this week breaking down these breakdowns, for lack of better words, in the offensive line. But that had Teddy shell-shocked. Teddy was checking it down, wasn't seeing the field, running for his life, missing open men, not seeing open men. His numbers were not good. I know he had the flea flicker touchdown pass, but besides that, the numbers weren't good. That's why I said I felt like we needed to protect the run with Mike Davis. This is the second week in a row Mike Davis has not gotten enough touches in the running game. What is going on, Joe Brady? Joe Brady, this is not college football. You can't get that cute. I know the flea flicker worked and you were kind of feeling yourself in the first half. But sometimes you just got to line up and run the football. And I feel like a lot of times those fourth down attempts were desperation. They didn't know what they wanted to do. But they ticking time bomb in their head talking about analytics that they've been so pressed to have with David Tepper. Felt like it was what they had to do in a scenario. Didn't use Joey Sly. No, didn't use him. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Offensive line turnstile. It was terrible. It was terrible. I can't believe we let the Falcons be the aggressor on the road, on a short week for them, in bad elements when they're a dome team. That's embarrassing. Let's go on to the defense, man. Defense. Man, Julio Jones damn near had 100 yards in the first quarter. I think he might have had like 87 or 90 something. And I thought it was going to be, we were nervous because Rasul Douglas wasn't playing. Dante Jackson was going to be guarding Julio most of the game, or a rookie. And we, for sure, if you've been a Panthers fan long enough, like me, I saw it in person. We've seen Julio go for 300 yards on us. And I was for sure that was going to happen. That was a different time, different place when Julio was actually healthy. And I guess for what it's worth, the Panthers defense does do a good job of preventing the big play. They just gave up chunk plays. Their first drive was like four plays before they got down into the red zone. Fortunately, they tightened up a few times in the red zone and forced field goals, But once again, they only forced 1 punt. Last week was 0. They've only forced 1 punt in the last 8 quarters. How? In a game where the elements are going against the offense, it's sloppy. And y'all only forced 1 punt. Granted, it was when you needed it at the end of the game, but you only forced 1 punt. I can deal with bend but don't break. Sometimes you let them in the red zone, holding the field goals. But you got to get some stops sometime. Like you haven't got, I know we have all tons of injuries. Gross Matos, KK Short, Rasul Douglas, Justin Burris. I know we have guys hurt. But come on, man. You're still professionals. You're still professionals. And why are we so stuck on playing zone coverage? Matt Rule's convinced that we play more man coverage than usual. But we played a lot of zone coverage last week. Drew Brees ate us up. We played zone early. Julio was eating us up. We played man in the red zone, and it worked. We were able to clamp down long enough for Brian Burns to get some pressure, even though Matt Ryan took off and ran for like 15-yard touchdown on us. That's embarrassing. But we're slipping and sliding. That makes it even more embarrassing. You look pathetic. When you're a professional athlete and you can't stay on your feet, you look pathetic. I don't care if it's wet or not outside. I don't care. You have long spikes. There's literally 3/4 inch spikes that you can get. You're at home. Why couldn't this be something that the equipment manager could be working on that everybody could be putting on? You're an outside team. Will David Tepper start looking for a dome sometime soon? Because 2 out of the 4 teams in our division have a dome. They don't worry about the elements. They have a dome. And if not, you got to be able to build your team to be able to play in those elements. You got to be able to run the ball. Be able to hold the time of possession. Time of possession was 36-23. You can't have a bad defense on the field that long. And you have to help yourself out by getting off the field. I'm glad Marquise Haynes got a sack. Brian Burns balled. Jeremy Chin made some plays. But it was still the same story. Missed tackles. We actually have we had a Stephen Weatherly and a Tahir Whitehead sighting. They actually made tackles for a loss yesterday. These guys haven't made plays all year. But we got to start playing more man-to-man coverage, man. I know it seems like suicide playing against Calvin Ridley and Julio Jones playing man. But give those guys some help and let these guys get after. Because if you just play zone, these good quarterbacks are going to pick you apart. We have Patrick Mahomes next week on the road in Kansas City. You hate to see it, literally. I don't even know. I'm having nightmares about that game already. And I mean, the defense is just getting work, man. They were getting work. And like I said, they played better against the run. But I just don't understand how we let Matt Ryan scramble around like that. Why can't we have other guys getting pressure? Why isn't Marquise Haynes getting more playing time? Put 2 speed guys on the edge with him and Brian Burns. Brian Burns had a hell of a move with that spin move, but they called it back. We had all kind of penalties that gave them first downs. 4 penalties that gave them first downs? That was crazy. Big up to Derek Brown. He actually played very well. He was very active last night. I'll say that. Very active. Shout out to the big man. But it was ugly on both. It was an all-around beatdown. We got beat in every facet of the game. You only forced 1 punt. That's unfathomable. Unfathomable. Third down success, terrible again. Not getting off the field on third down, giving them first downs because of penalties. Whether it's holding, illegal contact. And I get that's why they don't want to play man coverage, because these guys will grab and hold and do illegal contact. That's why they don't want to play man. They're scared. They're scared to fall. They're scared of the guy in front of them. They don't have the confidence to be able to play man coverage, but I still think we got to kind of force feed them at times just to change it up, because our zone gets destroyed. And it being raining last night made it even worse. Hopefully we can get some starters back next week with the long week. I know Christian will be back. I don't know when Etor is due to be back, but we definitely hopefully can get Rasul Douglas off of the COVID list within the next 10 days, because we definitely need him. The Chiefs have so many weapons. I don't know what we're going to do. I'm not looking forward to it, man, but we have to be better. We have to be better, man. You guys let me know how you feel about the game down below in the comments, man. I can ramble about this all day, but you guys let me know, what was the biggest disappointment? Was it coaching? Was it the offensive line? Like, how are you feeling? Because my expectation for this team going into the season were low. I've said that multiple times. But they got my hopes up when they won 3 games. But now, are they who we thought they were? Are they who we thought they were? Is that what happened? Did they finally come back down to earth? Are they who we thought they were? A team that's going to struggle on defense and whatever. I thought we were going to struggle early and get better, not play better and then struggle as the season progressed. That's why I'm so disappointed and pissed off. And I think that's why a lot of people are pissed off. Because you have some people talking about, oh, our expectations weren't that high. If you told me we'd be 3-5 halfway through the season, I would have said, what about? Because I thought we'd go win 4 games. And that's correct. But don't act like we didn't win 3 games in a row and people started getting excited about a possible division title, possible playoff berth with it being 17s. Nah, that's out the question now. Now we're just hoping we don't win 6 games so we can actually have a chance of getting a top 10 pick. Because this is ugly. This is ugly. It's whatever, man. But I'm Aaron Duncan here, man. You guys let me know down below in the comments. Make sure you guys subscribe if you have not subscribed. I'm signing off, man. I'll see you next time. Peace.